This video is for you if you are an introvert and you will be speaking in front of a crowd soon. So this could be, for example, a wedding toast, it could be for work, it could be for a conference. Now there are many things you can do to set yourself up for success when you give a speech, and I could make many videos on this topic. It's a very broad topic. But for this video, I want to focus on what you can do in the minutes and hours leading up to your speech to make it the most effective speech possible. Okay, so there's one main thing I do before all of my speeches, and that is I talk to everyone. We introverts tend to shy away from social interaction, and in a way, a public speech is sort of like a social interaction on steroids. Now, if you were an Olympic sprinter, you wouldn't just get up to the running block and run your race. You would warm up a little bit first. You would probably run some laps around the track, you'd do some stretches, maybe some jumping jacks. You would get your body into a state where it would be prepared to run the race. Now it's the same thing with public speaking. We need to warm up our social muscles before we get on stage. We can't just go into it cold. Okay, so what do I mean when I say talk to everybody? Well, if you're in an Uber, talk to your driver. If you're getting groceries, talk to the store clerk. Ask the cashier how their day's going. Get in the habit of talking to the people around you when you're going about your day. Now, if you're not interacting with a lot of people throughout your day and your talk is coming up and you want to sort of warm up socially, just pick up your cell phone and give a family member or a friend a call. Ask them how their day's going. This doesn't give you quite the same effect as talking to people in person, but at least you're warming up socially. Now, if your speech is at 8 a.m., God forbid, and your friends and family are asleep and you don't really have time to go and talk to people, you could just go up to a mirror and start talking to yourself. At least you're warming up your social muscles. You're getting prepared for the speech, and that's the most important thing. Whatever you do, just don't get on stage cold. Be sure that you warm up first. Warm up by speaking to people, and the very act of speaking is warming up your vocal cords, which is in and of itself really good. And this is what trained vocalists do before they get on stage to perform. Now, when we talk to people, what that's really doing is it's taking us out of our head and putting us back into our bodies. And as introverts, this is really important because we tend to fall back to our heads. We tend to overthink, overanalyze. We tend to be in our heads in social situations rather than being in the present moment, which is so critical when you're up on stage in front of people. Now, one reason why we tend to get nerves on stage is that our brain, through millions of years of evolution, is telling us that this situation is not safe. Now, what you can do, the cool thing is that you can train your brain that social interaction is in fact perfectly acceptable and safe, and you can do that by talking to people, actually convincing your brain that it's perfectly natural to speak to people that you don't know. Now, one thing that you learn by talking to a lot of strangers is that strangers tend to be pretty friendly as long as you initiate the exchange in a friendly way. In other words, the fear that you have, it's all up here, it's all in your head. Now, here's the really important thing. You can't convince your brain that it's okay to speak to strangers. You actually have to do it. In other words, your brain doesn't respond to promises, it responds to proof. So here's what I want you to do the next time that you are going to give a public speech. On the day of, I want you to talk to 10 people. Now, these don't have to be full conversations. You could just ask somebody, hey, how's your day going? It's even better though if these 10 people are complete strangers, because that will help you get out of your head even faster. So talk to 10 people, give your talk, and see if anything's different. You might be surprised. You might notice that your speaking is a little bit more present. You might be a little bit more free-flowing and in the moment, and you might be a little bit more natural in your speech. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.